We're continuing on Hilchot Shabbat in Chazon Ovadia, Shabbat Chelik Hey, and we are up to the halachot of kosher umatir as it pertains to making. We started speaking about the twist ties that nowadays we have. Many people use them, and so on. Hapotel chavalim min hahusin o michute semer o michute pishtan. If you create a rope, a string, from twisting together the different fabrics, from be it from wool or from linen or from any other material, says the halacha, even if it's michute se'ar, hareze toledet kosher vechayav, is going to be an offshoot of kosher, of tying, and therefore you're going to be chayav. Shiur and the shiur of this bracha is, if you do enough of it that it stands on its own, that it does not unravel when you let it go. Says the halacha, because then the melacha that you did has a kiyum, it stands on its own without undoing itself, and therefore you will be chayav in that shiur. If you open, unravel, imagine the tzitziot that you have, and you could unravel it. Now, if you separate the pieces from each other, there's two, which is each from four, and that would be unraveling 8 different strings from each other, even the 2 big ones from one another. That would be chayav mishum matir. Now, the Rambam writes, the Biur Halacha brings this shita of Rambam in Siman Shin Yudalit, I think in the Rabatchil Chotolot, that even by metal, you have the same thing, right? If you have the potel, with metal also will be the same thing. Now, metal is easier in some sense that it's hard material and stays tough and nice without unraveling itself. So therefore, twist ties, it becomes a little bit of a question if that's considered a potel ptilim on Shabbat or not. And many stay away from doing a nice job of potel ptilim, or when you buy bags of bread, chalot, or other fruits and vegetables, sometimes they come like that with a professionally done, a machine done twist tie. And you'll find many people who, instead of unraveling and opening it, they'll just put their nails, their finger behind it and pull it out of the plastic as it is, which is very easy. But once you get used to it, it's not that difficult to do. But the Mikaradin, again, Rabbi Yashiv, others, they're machmir. So now if you do one, maybe that could unravel easily. But if you do already 2 or 3, that's something that holds the piece together pretty nicely. And that should, according to many, be avoided. Ovadia talks about this in the next halacha. It says, "Chut barzel shemesavin oto saviv kisui bakbuk." If you have a chut shel barzel, you have this by champagne things to keep the cork inside, because it's the carbonated content, and a little move it does is highly carbonated, and it could just pop out if you don't keep it with a metal string, a metal net really in place. So, it says bakbuk champagne, right? It's called, it says champagne. Okay, so we're up onto something. It says bakbuk champagne. V'chayotze bazeh mutar liftoach oto v'shabbat lishtot mashke ha-champagne. You could open it on Shabbat to drink the champagne. You could even use the twist tie to close or open twist tie for the plastic bags that they contain food. You could do all that. So here, Chamadia is mekel, even though that there are, as we mentioned, many who are machmir, but he brings down in the footnotes, Rav Wosner, Rav Shlomo Wosner in Shevet HaLevi, in Teshuvah in Chelik Chet, he says that this is not similar to what the Rambam writes in Perek Yud Halacha Chet that we just mentioned before. Shapotel chevel min hahutzim or michute semer or michute pishtan harei toledet kosher. Right? This Rambam that we just mentioned is not relatable to the twist ties that we have nowadays. The whole thing is you don't want a rope necessarily. You just want to hold this down, right? It's not a knot, it's not a tie, and it's not a rope. You're just holding this down with the force of twisting this. Everyone knows that this is two different pieces. You're not trying to make a rope of one piece. Therefore, it's not kosher. And therefore, it's not derech shira, it's derech sivuv. And easily you can open it. Right? He has a bunch of svarot there, the Shevet HaLevi, that holds it's mutar. Now, again, as we mentioned before, there are those who are machmir, Rabbi Yashiv, others, but at the same time, both in the American and in Israeli poskim, the Israeli poskim, we mentioned already the Shevet HaLevi, and there are many others as well. And in the American poskim, in Emet Le'Yakov, Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky, the father of Shmuel Kamenetsky, he also writes in Siman Shin Yud Zayin the same thing, that it's mutar to even do a strong, nice twist in the twist ties, and or the champagne thing, opening and closing. Well, you can't really close it if you haven't. If the thing has not popped yet, then you can re-close the thing. If you changed your mind and you don't want to celebrate with someone, you could close it back. But he says that you could even do it in a nice, tight way, and that would be okay as well. It says there's no potel chavalim in this case. Now, even the Rebbe of, I'm not sure what he himself holds, but Rabbi Weiss's Rebbe, the Kloisenberger Rebbe, in Divrei Yatziv in his Tshuvot, it's the same thing. Again, this is like something that many of the poskim feel the same way, that the twist ties are not the same thing as making a rope, and therefore it will be mutar. So again, if it's easy to be mekel, if it's something that's easy, you can just pull it out. You want to be mekel, tavala beracha, amazing. If not, mikar adin, definitely it is mutar to use the twist ties on Shabbat, and that basically concludes our discussion of kosher. And we're going to now step into a new subject, B'ezras Hashem, for the next shiur, doing halachot of tofer. Baruch HaNoten Chaim. We'll discuss that in the next class. Chazak u'Baruch.